diet. So don't talk about training not being applicable just by saying that, it's extremely theoretical. Basically, you also would have observed people who flip the page, look at the book, a lot of curiosity, and they seem to be completely. Hi, today I want to talk about adult learning. Organizations invest huge amounts of money in training, coaching, developing talented organizations. One of the biggest challenges that most people face is that you make an investment, but at the end of the day, the implementation is pretty low. And what they've seen is that, the relevance was low to the practicality of the workspace. What they taught in class was different from what I do at work. Most of the things that I learned in the training program, they sound idealistic. I don't know how much of application is there for me, the learner. My name is Pramod Parkar, and this video is about adult learning and learning styles. So one of the most famous and well-known research is the Honey-Mumford learning styles for adults. I want to take you back into your academic life. If you're one of them who used to walk around with your book, reading aloud and translating the information basis that experience so that you could retain, then you are a particular kind of learner. You also would have observed people who flip the page, look at the book, a lot of curiosity, and they seem to be completely silent, and people wonder, is the person learning? Well, that's somebody who is learning as well. But his learning style or her learning style is different. If you look at the 4 different adult learning styles, they basically speak about the fact that some human beings, they love to reflect back. So when they see something, hear something, watch something, they want to reflect back and take it back. Would it have worked in the past in an experience similar to what is being talked about? How do I see it working in the future? Highly reflective in thought. And they learn when they're given exercises that will take them into reflection. On the other front, there's another learner who says, all this is fine, show me the how, show me the how. This person loves to ensure that he or she has the experience in the program or in the learning session or with the content that somebody's sharing in terms of doing something with it to understand it. So activists, they learn best when they're engaged in doing something. An exercise, a game, an interaction, a group workout. And that's where the activist gets completely engaged. And therefore, the retention is high. Then there are other 2 types. One of them is called the pragmatist. If you look at the pragmatist, he or she is able to consume information or take back content and learn from it when they are able to see how it applies in their life. So in their social space, how it applies, in their personal space, how it applies, and how does it apply in the workspace. Whatever the content, whatever the concept that they are taking back, they learn only when they can apply it to something that they do and they need to resolve. So pragmatists need to learn when they are able to see application at their workplace. I'm referring to workplace because we're talking about learning at work. Same thing would apply at home. Last but not the least, if you look at the other learning type, this person learns best by participation. Now, if you're talking about the reflector the pragmatist, the activist, and the theorist. The theorist is different from all the other three. For the theorist, validation is essential. Whatever the content, the validation that this content has been researched well, applied well, tried well, tested well, that's when the theorist consumes it. So if you are a trainer, or if you're an organization, or if you're a manager, or if you're somebody who leads teams, remember, anything that you bring to the table is going to be looked at through 4 different lenses. If you want success, then you need to keep in mind that you have to translate it for your adult learners. It's all about your audience. It's not about your content. It's all about your audience. It's not about the concept. How does it apply? How do people consume it? If you look back in your life, in your academic years, you had favorite teachers. Why did you feel they were favorite? And then if you look back at them, they were famous in class. Most people liked them. Why is it that most people liked them? If you really go back and think about the way you learned from them, they would have addressed all the knowledge that they were sharing through these 4 lenses. At least 3 of them, if not 4. If you are accountable for adult development, if you're accountable for team development, if you have people reporting into you, you need to keep in mind that adults learn when you address how they consume and they are able to take it back and apply it. So don't talk about training not being applicable just by saying that, it's extremely theoretical. Basically, it could be that the theory was beautiful. It didn't appeal to the activist. It could also be that somewhere the pragmatist couldn't see the light of the day, saying that I don't know how I can take it back and apply it. Maybe the theorist saw it and said, I don't know where they brought this content from. All that you need to keep in mind is that when you design content, be ready to translate it the way the learner will learn. So if you are there in learning and development, in talent management, then when you look at a program design, look for how the trainer, facilitator, coach is going to translate this for your audience. Don't look at those typical mistakes that people make. You must do role plays. You must make programs interactive by playing games. All of these are shallow because they don't yield the result you expect, which is to adults apply their learning. If you want application, then think technically. There are 4 types of learners. So you think about it, create your design based on that, create all your activities and role plays and exercises basis the fact that you have almost all 4 in the learning experience at work. Stay in touch with us. Click on the link below. You'll have a lot of learning at Edify, and we welcome you to interacting with our learning videos. All the best.